Welcome to our PE online class on the training principles. So I am your teacher, your MAPE teacher. So I welcome you for this session. So before we start, let's look on the learner's expectation for the class. So the question is, write 3 words which would describe your expectations of today's lesson. So there are those who indicate their BPM calculation, or that is
Let's make your today.
BMI calculation. It's okay. And entertaining, happy, learn, good. So this is your expectation for the session. So I hope I could fulfill what is your expectation for today. So here is my expectation. So in our class rules, number 1, you have to mute your mic while discussion is ongoing. So unless you have questions or clarifications. Then always state your name and then your section before asking question or giving an answer. Example, I'm Jennifer Pinlac, Bakajos. My question is, for example, that is how we're going to do. And then, of course, you have to give due credits to your classmate after his or her answer. What are those emoticons? Those are under your reactions on your Zoom meeting. So there are reactions or emoticons there, so you can make use of it. You can clap, you can raise your hand, and so on and so forth. Okay. And of course, use the chatboard as often in giving your feedback or answers. At the same time, kindly open your cam if it is possible that you can open and you have a strong internet connection. And the last one is have a pen and paper at your side so that you can write something which you want to write on, let's say, for example, terms that you would like to remember. Okay. So I would be your teacher, and this is our PE training principle online class. So there are only 3 objectives that I have written on the slide. So may I ask Art Aaron, Andres, can you read number 1?
Identify the different principles of fitness training.
Thank you, Aaron. How about number 2? Let's have Andrea Claire.
Solve for the body mass index and resting pulse rate.
Thank you, Andrea. And the third one, we have Maria Elena.
Show high level of enjoyment in participating in the activity.
So let's start with what is really an exercise program. May I give the floor to Collie?
Juliana H. Colipo from Mapagmalasakit. An exercise program is a planned activity describing a range of physical exercises and the amount of time each exercise should be performed.
So what is an exercise program? So based on Collie, he says there that an exercise program should be a planned activity. Pinaplano yung exercise program. Of course, there are set of physical exercises because it says there exercise program. At the same time, there should be an amount of time each exercise be performed. So we have to set a time. Now, first question is, how did you assess your physical activity? For you to have a plan. Let's say, for example, in your activity 1, what did you do in what I can do? So how did you assess your physical activities? So we have the 2. We have done the 2, the body mass index and the physical assessment. Okay. A while ago, you already answered, why do we need to exercise? What benefits can we gain from exercising? So you have stated a while ago the importance of exercises. So exercises boost the immune system, may prevent weight gain, reduces stress and anxiety. And of course, exercise improves sleep. So these are some of the importance of exercises. Aside from what you have said a while ago, which you have chat, like for example, you have said that exercises help us achieve our goals and allow us for more efficient use of time and other resources. That is from Zarella of Macados. Okay. Then we have also, I think I have already read this one from Mapagmalasakit of Aaron, I think. So we can maintain a good and healthy body. Another from Makajos of Art Aaron, it helps us stay in shape. So all of those are a good answer actually. So very good. So let us now start on the first part of designing your exercise program. So in designing your exercise program, we have to get your resting pulse rate and your maximum heart rate plus the target heart rate. This heart rate, the resting heart rate, maximum heart rate, and target heart rate would be your guide if you are exercising at the right intensity and at the right way. So here, let's start getting your resting pulse rate. Okay. So how to get the resting pulse rate? Okay. So here is usually the resting pulse rate should be taken from the wrist. So usually resting pulse rate should be taken in the morning by putting your middle or index finger. Okay. And the first beat should be counted as 0. Okay. So when I say go, you have to start counting. And when I say stop, you have to stop counting. Okay. For example, I'm going to get my pulse rate at the wrist. Ready? Start. Stop. Okay. So what happened? You had already the pulse beat. For example, for me, I have 12 beats for 10 seconds. So you write there 12. I have to multiply it to 6 because I want to get my pulse rate in 1 minute. So in a computation, the resting pulse rate will be 12 times 6. So I have 72 beats per minute. So our resting pulse rate should be taken early in the morning. Dapat. But for today, we have computed our resting pulse rate. There is a question from Quaresma. Is 6 a constant number to get the beat per minute? Yes, because it is 10 seconds. What if you had 15 seconds? So what will be the multiplicator? It will be 4. Okay. Very good. Now let's proceed. So let's say, for example, we had an activity and we have to get our pulse rate after an activity. Can I ask everyone to open their cam for me to check? And then let's stand. Tayo po tayo. Okay. Now, let us follow the video. Okay? pulse beat. Ready? And start. Stop. Compute your pulse beat after an activity. So for example, for me, I got 20 pulse beat. I have to multiply it by 6 because we had 10 seconds only. So 20 times 6, so I have 120 beat per minute. So kindly compute on your part. Joseph on the chat box, he says 96 beat per minute. Yes. For Eliza, ma'am, 84 beat per minute. Very good. So you make use of the chat box. Very good. So you answer for sugar, we have 90 beat per minute. Okay, very good. So you really had follow our activity. So take note in our exercise program or in all of your exercise activity from the first grading to the fourth grading. Do not forget to get the pulse rate before an activity, which is usually our resting pulse rate. Then we have to do the warm-up activities, followed by the specific activity, like you would have a Zumba, or you would have a basketball game or volleyball game. Okay. So after an activity, you have to get your pulse rate again. Okay. Of course, after an activity, you have to do a cool down. So let's proceed on the principles of training. So we have, how many principles do we have?
5, ma'am.
The answer 5. Very good. So we have the principle of specificity, reversibility, variation, recovery, and overload. So on the principle of specificity, training a specific muscle groups to improve fitness or focusing on improving the weak points. So you have to train the specific muscle. For example, cardiovascular endurance or muscular endurance. So you may have an activity on 30 to 40 minutes jogging. So that would improve your cardiovascular endurance. Then principle of variation, you have to vary the training program and venue. Meaning, in a specific activity, from Monday to Friday, Monday you have your Zumba. Tuesday you would have your volleyball game. Wednesday you would have your basketball game. Or Thursday you would have again an aerobic exercises. That is what we mean when we say varying the training program. And even the venue. For what? To avoid boredom. So the principle of reversibility means when you stop having your training, then the improvements that you have will be lost. So you have to start from the very beginning again. Then we have the principle of recovery. Our muscles need the time to recover from a fitness program. So principle of overload. To improve fitness, there is a need to put muscles with a greater weight than normal. What is your planned exercise program, which is on what I can do? So you have done your physical activity assessment. It says here, if your score is less than 18, you have the profile of a person who does not match physical activity, of experiencing a communicable diseases. And depression is higher than for an active person. So I do encourage you to do a regular exercise. There are a lot of things to be done. So if your score is less than 18, wake up. You have to do a regular exercise or do different household activity at home, like washing the dishes, washing your clothes. Okay. But if you have a score of 18 to 35, it says here, you have the profile of an active person. So your physical activity level is within the recommended guidelines for healthy living. So what should you do? You have to maintain. So keep the good work so you can maintain those health benefits. And so here is your personal contract. If you're going to click on this side, you can actually edit. So you have to indicate there, what is your plan? When are you going to begin your exercises? Then what are the activities that you would like to include? Let's say I would like to include there. You have to write there, Zumba, jogging, aerobic exercises, badminton, and so on and so forth. So you have to write here, my personal contract, I agree to commit and have my exercise program. I will begin my exercise program on October 7, that is tomorrow. Plan to reach my goal, my final goal by end of the year, August, September, November, December 2022, for example, and physical fitness activity includes the following, and so on and so forth. So for activity number 2, plan for exercise at home. You have to make use of this table. So indicate specific task. So it says here, warm up, workout, or cool down. So take note, you have to write here your pulse rate after an activity. So pulse beat. Then on Tuesday, you have to do the activity again. You have to walk or jog in place, 46 minutes. Walk and jog. So after the walking or jog in place, then you have to get your pulse beat per minute. And then on Wednesday, this is a challenging one. Your workout would be based on your household chores and indicate the number of minutes you have done the washing the clothes, washing the dishes, scrubbing the floor, and so on and so forth. Okay. So let's say you have here 30 minutes. So you have to write here 30 minutes. And you write here scrubbing the floor. Now take note, you have to write here your pulse rate after an activity. This would be my basis for me to check whether you have done the activity or not. And then on Thursday, 40 minutes. Then you have right here cleaning the backyard. Or it's up to you. Then of course you have to indicate again what is your pulse rate after the activity. On Friday, can you give me a specific activity for Friday? Answer. Yes, Cuenca?
Riding a bike,
Okay, riding a bike. So how many minutes?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Would it be possible that you have to increase the 10 minutes into 20 minutes at least, so that it would have a impact on your cardiovascular? So that is how you're going to do your activity number 2. Do you have some clarification? Okay, so let's have a summary. So the basic in having an exercise program, you should have a plan, right? So having a plan would also be the basis for you to have your exercise activities. The body mass index help you to determine whether you are overweight or underweight, and so on and so forth. The third one is, in all of the activities, you have to get your pulse rate before and pulse rate after. Okay. Question or clarification, class? Yes, Joanna? Victoria?
Ma'am, yung PT po, ba kailan ang due? Performance task.
Your performance task is due on October 18.
Thank you po.
So what have you learned from our session for today?
How to plan exercises.
Okay, very good. How to plan exercises. Okay. Who else? How to maintain according to this is Art Aaron. Always exercise and always have a plan. Okay. For Ivona, planning a healthy lifestyle so we can live longer. Okay. For Andrea is how to calculate the body mass index. For Rian, how to plan an exercise program. Okay. So that is what you have learned, or that is a question. I'm sorry. Then planning for a healthy and happy lifestyle. And you have learned for Chandis, the 5 principles of training. So we would have a lot more of these principles of training next meeting. Then Gabriel is calculating beat per minute. Or you are trying to say is how to compute or calculate your pulse rate, resting pulse rate, and after the activity. Okay. Who else? Importance of exercising. That is the answer of Princess. Okay. So very good. So it only means for Bumatay, I have learned the principles of fitness training. So do you consider your learning for today's session important? Yes or no, and why? For Amina of Mapagmalasakit, the answer yes, ma'am, because it helps improve your lifestyle. So exercises help us get healthy. All of your answer are good. And for Santiago, the answer is yes, ma'am, because it helps me to have a proper fitness training and keeping a healthy lifestyle. Okay. For Irish, Nicole, yes, ma'am, because we're more productive at our time. Yes, very good. And for Sugar, yes, ma'am, because it helps us more to understand the fitness component. For Aaron, today's lesson is important because it improves our mindset to do more things and not just chilling around. Okay, very good. That is really the purpose of understanding what is an exercise program and how are we going to apply it to our everyday activity. For Acosta, yes, ma'am, because it improves my muscle strength and boosts my endurance. And for Joanna, Victoria, yes, ma'am, because it helps me to get rid of stress or even boredom. Then another answer, yes, ma'am, it helps us with fitness components and improve our healthy body and make a strong immune system. For that is for Myblin Hennis. Okay, congratulations. So for today, you have learned the importance of exercise training or exercise program, and more of the 4 principles will be discussed next meeting. And for the last one, so exercise not only changes your body, but it changes your mind, your attitude, and your mood. So congratulations, because you have done your part for today's session, and I hope that you can make a simple exercise program for our next activity. Unless there are clarification from the class, or if we are already satisfied with our activity for today, kindly have a thumbs up. In addition, can you please open your account for our attendance for today? So thank you.